Now, I used to have rows. I had probably 7 or 8 rows kind of toward the back corner. Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to the channel. This is Daryl with Louisiana Simple Living. Today's episode, I'm going to show you my garden. I got a raised bed organic garden in my backyard, and I'm going to show you around. Now, I used to have rows. I had probably 7 or 8 rows kind of toward the back corner. When I went from the rows to started doing research, I was not happy with the rows and the amount of weeding and grass that grew up all over. So I started researching square foot gardening. I think the guy's name is Mel Bartholomew. Wrote a paperback book, real small book, but it was just slap full of information. And it's, you know, I follow the principles basically of square foot gardening. I don't lay a grid out so I know where 1 foot is and all that kind of stuff. But if you have good soil, you're able to plant things a little bit closer than you would in a row type of setting, and you can just get great harvest. And we got more, I mean, we harvest more vegetables than we can even eat from a fresh standpoint. So that's why we go ahead and freeze. That's why we go ahead and preserve them, either can them or whatever the case may be. But the Square Foot Gardening is a pretty cool book. I'll put a link down below and show you where you can possibly get that. But we'll go take a little tour around real quick. So these are my first 2. I added in the beds along the fence line. I added these 2 right here as well. Then those 4, or excuse me, the long 16-foot ones and the 3 12-foot ones, I added those in over the last couple of years. This is cattle panel. That's what I use for my trellis. And of course I got cattle panel cut up over there that I use as well. Alright, so we're just going to make a quick tour of the garden. Got some jalapenos there, some flowers, some green wave. This is green wave mustard greens. There's some collards that are getting kind of covered up here. Then you got some Japanese giant mustard greens. Go this way. I need to stake that pepper back up. The rain just kind of brought it down. And so I got some blackberries here. There's a bell pepper plant. There's a couple of Christmas pole, lima beans. Got some basil I need to pull up. And this is some, was it Chinese pink celery, these 2 plants here. Alright, so this kind of get into the fall garden stuff. So I got some sugar snap peas here. I'll just put them in, they'll grow up to here. I got some lettuce on the end. This is some different, so this is cabbage, early Jersey Wakefield. Same there. I got Brussels sprouts. I got some, let's see, it's red rhubarb cabbage, I think. Here's red rhubarb, I'm sorry, Brussels sprouts. Got some marigolds, always good to have. It kind of helps with the pest. Calabash cabbage. And this is one of the beds that I amended. Yeah, I worked around these 2 plants here, but and then these plants here. This is some Victoria salvia. Grows very well. A real good pollinator attractant. And I'll do some succession planting with some of these, but you got some bok choy. This is those Suzu baby. Lettuce, little gem. I got a little row there. I got a little small row of radishes, white hailstone, 2 rows of radish purple plum, and see that's been 2 weeks or so. Lettuce, parasite on that and started growing in yet, and some kale. I'm gonna scoot back here. I do have a watermelon plant. As you can tell, I got a good sized watermelon growing right here. That's a Moon and Stars Cherokee. I got some Brussels sprouts planted right here. Another Chinese pink celery. Beautiful, beautiful epinacea, if I'm saying it correct. This is a orange gene okra. In this little bed here, we got, in the first row here, you got some round red turnips. You got some purple top white globe behind it, and then I'm gonna plant in a couple of cauliflowers and things behind it. I do have some more Christmas pole lima that are up against the trellis right there. Now, I'll go over to the trellis here in a second. A couple of jalapenos. These are peanuts, believe it or not. Got a couple more okra. The same orange gene. Love that variety. I started doing those 3 or 4 years ago, and I just stick with just that. They're just really good. All right, so this is my trellis. I got a cantaloupe coming in right here. This is cantaloupe. This is some cucumber. On this side, looks like that one's maybe come close to run its course, but it's doing okay still, I guess. But all this is a cattle panel. I just got it kind of set up in between there, and I did put some legs in just to kind of hold it steady. But this does great for a trellis in between 2 areas. You can walk under it and everything, so it's good. See, there's a watermelon going right there. There's another one over there. I don't know how many of you have ever grown ginger. Not many people. It actually does really well. What I'll do an episode on that one day. Saw all the different, like, I'm just gonna scan over. So you saw all the different pots. Those little 4-inch plastic pots that I do the seeds in. I grow the seeds in, and again put them over there. So they're not in direct sun all the time. But I'll end up planting some more seeds, so I can do some succession planting, and or there's a lot of area in here I still hadn't planted. So 8 blueberry bushes. One of them's this pink lemonade. Man, the flavor of them are just so good. They're all good though. I have 4 fig trees. I'm not sure the type of these 2. I haven't grown a whole bunch of figs on those, and I got a little bit of winter damage, I think freeze damage last year. This one in the forefront is a LSU purple fig, and the one behind it is a LSU gold fig. And I've gotten fruit off of both of those, so they're really good. This tree is a improved Meyer lemon tree. The fruit's doing pretty well. I'm gonna have to, I don't know fruit trees real well, so that's something I'm learning. As you can tell, the leaves are not doing superbly well, but we got some good fruit coming in. Got a bird bath, strange as it seems. And I got, and it's pretty cool though, this little bird bath. You got a little solar panel here, and it actually moves that pump. You know, it's completely overcast right now, so it's not hardly running, but, and that is a Croy. Croy. Hey buddy. There's one of my dogs. Okay, this tree here is a tamarillo tree. As you can tell, it has these little fruits. You got Calamandan orange tree. That's the first year I got that. This is a goji berry bush. Got a little fruit on it. I had harvested a ton off of this thing already this year. What I did is I put it in my dehydrator. So you dehydrate it, you can add it to, you know, breakfast stuff, cereal. You can add it to all different kind of stuff, and it's just a good little snack. These 3 trees are cherry trees. Sam sweet cherry, and the Stay King Hardy Giant Antique Sweet. This is the organic fertilizer I typically use. During COVID, I had a little bit of a hard time getting hold of it. I'm sure it's a small company. I'm sure they maybe weren't able to work for a little while, or they had smaller staff. But anyhow, this is from GS Plant Foods. I don't get anything from this, but I just, other than I like the product, it's organic. and it's fish and kelp blend. I also do not use pesticides like 7 Dust and things of that nature. I use organic neem oil in BT, and I don't remember what that stands for. Now, I talked about organic. These are the products that I use pretty much all the time. And if you see, you got neem oil, pure neem oil. Then you have BT. It's the little smaller bottle there. It's Bacillus thuringiensis. But just call it BT. It's a lot easier. All right, so got my garden watering system right here. So it's my water supply over there. It comes up. I got it valved in. I got a hose connection, and you see the 4 lines going down into the ground. They go underneath the ground and come up in the raised beds. Then of course you see a timer that I'm able to set up that does a daily watering of the raised beds, and I can set it for how many times a day and you know, how many minutes I want to water. As you see, as we've been touring, you see the drip hoses here. They are tied into water lines that I showed you from earlier. And it comes up, and I got them all spread out. It came up from underneath right here. And so I don't have to worry if I got to go out of town for a couple days or a week even. I know that it's going to get some water, and that's key. So it's well worth doing. These drip lines, I just pulled them out just because I amended the soil, added everything to it, so I gotta lay them back out once I start planting things back in here. Appreciate you coming and checking out my garden. Hopefully it gives you some inspiration. You don't have to have a raised bed garden as big as the one I got. You can just do a little 4x4 or 4x5 raised bed garden, and you could grow a heck of a lot of produce. Grow it for your family. You know where it came from. You know it's organic. If you haven't as yet, please subscribe. We're going to continue putting out some good content. Please like the video and ring the notification bell. Make memories when you can. Just make memories. If that's with your son, with your wife, with friends from work, whatever the case may be, make memories, because nothing's guaranteed. And remember, if you can dream it, you can do it. If you can dream of putting together a little raised bed garden, I guarantee you can do it. Thank you. We'll see you on the next video.